let's do this. What are we looking at? We're going to look at Oktoberfest, a German-style lager from Chatham Brewing, Chatham, New York, weighing in at 5.5%. Now I know this was one that NIHAP, or the NIHAPians, brought up. Usually the Lagerfest beers are quite yummy. And of course, you know, this one's from New York. It's gotta be good, right? Okay, typical of a Oktoberfest, a deep amber color. Smells good, don't they? Cheers. Oh yeah, nice and nice medium body, malty, almost buttery, like Joey's bottom. Okay. First things first. Ben N was first from India. India, baby. Harmarsh says ninja to him. And a new version of some software just popped up. Brad says, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother, Brad. Paul from PA Brew News says second, being third. Harmarsh sub-comment, there's a bunch of us at 7 minutes as long as I posted before Smile Money. Harmarsh, evening Brew Bomie. Salty Show back as Spock. Salty says, wasn't me. He wasn't naked. And Smile Money saying second, being like fifth. Truth in Advertising. Eltenda, cheers. That Spock looks familiar. Yes, he did. One man, cheers. Cheers, one man. Salty, naked, buck fightin'. Zeus gives the surfer dude, and then Salty says, Zeus, hey buddy. Mr. 27 says 11th. Just gonna have to take him at his word on that one. Okay, so I got a package. I got a package. Yeah. Can use the dividend. This is the package that Poco Loco was wondering where the heck it was, and even though I didn't get notification until today, for the second time, my mailman's latest game is he wrote that it was wet conditions and there was no secure location to leave the package. And there was no handrail because his little vagina gets all twisted up going up the 4 stairs. So So at 7:30 last night, I left an alcohol-motivated message with the U.S. Postal Service main office just down the street from me here. And at 7:30 this morning, I got a call back. The Alan that I've been dealing with no longer works for the Postal Service. Evidently, he took a better job. But the lady that answered the call seemed quite concerned that I should be handled, and said that she would want to know if I had the tracking number, and for some weird reason, we just can't have everything show up in your phone anymore, because I took a screenshot of the tracking that Poco Local sent me that he pasted onto Facebook. Long story short, she told me that she was going to track down the package and assured me that it would get delivered today. Then she called me back 2 hours later to tell me that a supervisor, this douchebag supervisor, was going to personally bring it. And evidently he brought another package that the douche nozzle, who hadn't even been here yet, had another package. I've started to get some of the stuff in for the for Vivian, the VMAX. I think I'm probably going to stick with them, but I kept telling myself if I ever got my VMAX, I was going to put broomstick bars on it. But after driving it 1,000 miles with the stock handlebar, which I don't particularly like because they rise up and rake back a little bit too much, instead of going with the broomstick bars that I figured would be 3 inches lower and 4 inches forward of the stock bars, I decided to go with drag bars. And not that other people's opinions really matter when it comes to your own personal taste and how you want to see things turn out. I looked at some forums, and there was several people that had actually gone the route of the broomstick bars and ended up switching to drag bars to get an idea of how much of a rake back they are. The package was that it was delivered in was one of those triangle boxes from the post office, and the bar still sloshed around in it. So basically just take a straight bar and then angle each side about like that. So I think they're going to work. Unfortunately, and the funny thing is of all my smile moneying mods that I've ordered for the VMAX so far, the very first thing I ordered before I even left Maine was the windshield, and that'll probably be the last thing to get here. Then I ordered the handlebars, and then Miles said, you know, you're just going to destroy those grips trying to take them off of the bar. So I ordered another set of grips, and these ones, if they work out okay, now they say that they're compatible with my bike. Kind of a cool feature on both Amazon and eBay to check compatibility with your garage items. So obviously I won't be able to put the bars on until I get the grips. And now I don't think it'll have anything to do with impacting it, but Miles wants to order that black light bucket so that we can use the really cool LED light setup that he bought for me that won't work with a stock VMAX setup. So of all the things I've ordered, the handlebars showed up today with douchebag's handwritten note on there, undeliverable due to wet conditions. It's like, you know, the message I left last night was, do you, as his supervisor, not see the childish game that this asshole is playing? And it only escalated after he was told to put the packages in my porch. So then he refused to do that. Now he's basically just refusing to do his job, and that is deliver the mail. But that's okay. By the weekend, I'll have, maybe not permanent, but I will have a set of handrails on at the legal height so that the vagina mailman doesn't hurt himself going up those 4 legal height and width stairs. Okay, well, we got Idaho Spud, the candy bar that makes Idaho famous. I've never heard of this. 2 of them. A big thing of burnt peanuts. Dude wipes. and they appear to not be open, so dude wipes on the go, 15 flushable wipes. Whenever you go, dude has your back. Oh, they have vitamin E and aloe. That's always important. So, okay, thanks, Poco. A 6-pack of Rustler India Pale Ale Rustler, most wanted, from is it Paddy Brewing Company? I don't know. 6.2%. I've never heard of it, so that's good. Something to review. Purify your body. 10 herbal foot pads enclosed. Keep pads on for 8 to 10 hours and clean your foot and any residue and remove pad. Huh. Okay, well, Poco, at this point in time, I'm willing to try just about anything. Idaho Candy Company Butter Toffee. Ooh. That sounds good too. Thank you. Oh, evidently a dude escaped from the dude wipes. Or he threw 16 in. And then the one item that I knew he was sending, and it was a build kit for the Justin rifle. What else is in here? Stickers. We got Poco Loco approved in the guns. The Outer Circle. Acquaintance and other assholes. The My Circle. Friends, distant relatives, and others. The Inner Circle. Family, friends, my people. Okay. I'll just let this one speak for itself. Hive Technologies. A mag release, but is that for a Glock? Doesn't look like it's for a Glock. Or is this for an FN? Seems how you didn't tell me that there's anything extra going in there. I don't know what that one's for. Kind of looks like the FN. Forward grip. I like to put these on every one of my my AR pistols. And then I traded a phone for a Huber brake. And there is the Huber brake, and it's a 5.56 one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it because I have one thing in mind. The problem is is I really like the way that one that's on there looks. But it's impossible to beat the Huber brake. Yeah, Poco, my original idea was on this guy. Now, I have actually shown this brake to John Huber, and he went, yeah, that one would probably work. It sort of, it got the, the one thing I love about John is just because he makes something, it doesn't mean that he isn't 100% honest when he sees other people's stuff. No, I showed him this, and he's like, yeah, for a small brake, he goes, I can see that one working. So, yeah, I don't know. I might just wait because figure out something to do with it. Of course I will. Okay, thank you, Poco. I think I'm gonna try the Toffee. Bite size. Those are very good. Oh well. I definitely need to bring this upstairs for Christine to try. You gotta wonder, with my present mailman, how many times a package by accidentally gets dropped. I don't care if you're a mailman or whatever it is that you do. If you're really that bitter doing the job for what you've been hired, trained, and paid, if it's time really to get out and walk away. All you have to do is get your fat ass out of the truck and put people's packages in their house, in the mailbox, wherever. I'm not the only, and of course, surprise, surprise, Alan, who isn't with the company anymore, told me that he fields the most complaints about my mailman, and I'm not the only one irate. And again, this douchebag is a trainer. He trains other postal employees. Wow. Jeremy, I love the song Power Moves by SPM. Haha, definitely not up your alley. What is it, jigaboo? Jigaboo music? If you're telling me it's not up my alley, I'm not even going to waste my time listening. Din Scourge. Would be try it on a smaller scope or maybe even a tubular red dot or something like that, probably, and not the big full-size rifle scopes, like those little scout scopes. Well, I guess I own 2 scout scopes. Actually, I just got done showing you one of them. And here's the problem with this Din Scourge is dial is actually bigger than the scope itself. So the sleeve that I'm supposed to use for this style size scope, I couldn't get it past this point. So I had considered that, and of course, if you haven't already noticed, I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I put it on the other 308, and it's probably not going to be needed, but just for the fun of it, I put the IR pill in this guy, even though this also has one, so I don't know. I've had opportunities to try this in the dark. I just haven't bothered up to this point in time. Gun Glutton, have you tried or reviewed Buffalo Trace bourbon? I know I haven't reviewed it. I think I had it as one. Well, I guess I might have. It might have been one of the flasks. I have heard a lot of good things about it, if that answers your question. Discourage, you putting a sissy shield on your bike? You some kind of choppa? No, I just really like the way it looks, Dune Scourge. I'm not sure if it's going to make a difference or not, but if it actually redirects a little bit of the wind from 55, 65, 70, 90, 100 plus miles an hour up and over me, that's just a plus. But to be totally to the point, I like the way the VMAX looks with the smallest possible little windshield, and the one that I got is they had clear, smoke, and black, and I'm pretty sure I ordered the black, so you can't even see through it. I thought it made the bike look even more badass than it already does. Smile Money, you will keep Smile Money the bike until it's not a VMAX, but an Unmax, or is it an E-Max? Probably. Hey, you have to make it your own, and I'm telling you, if you hang out in some of the VMAX forums, you see that a lot of people do. At a bare minimum, I mean, there's some people that really take this shit over the top. I mean, we're talking about new swing arms, and by the time it's done, the only reason that you'd know it was a VMAX is because you know what that motor and what those air scoops look like. Other than that, a lot of people with bikes, hell, Christine wants to Smile Money the shit out of something she don't even own yet. So, but at a bare minimum, I'd say most people do exactly what I want. They do case savers to put highway pegs on them. It seems like maybe 25% of the modders that I've seen do the frame stiffening bars. I'd really like to do that. It's just, you know, you're not gonna notice it until you start pushing it hard into turns. And I've always been a big fan of Carroll Shelby, and Carroll Shelby is quoted as saying that anybody can go fast in a straight line. It's what you can do in the turns that sets you apart. And I've always liked things that can handle. That's why, even though it wasn't the fastest car on the planet, still to this moment in time, one of my favorite sports cars is a Lotus. They're just badass. I mean, the Lotus Elise is powered by a 4-cylinder turbocharged Toyota 4-cylinder. You know, it makes, I don't even remember what it even makes, 300 horse, maybe a tad bit more, maybe even less. But the car weighs so little and handles so well, it walks away from twice as expensive, 3 times, 5 times as expensive sports cars. So I think eventually I would like to do the frame stiffeners. I've been trying to find a pair, and obviously they need to be black, just because I'm trying to bring the bike in the direction of everything. Either it's a candy apple red, and it looks sexy as hell. And I did go for a ride yesterday. Harmarsh left some comment in the Brew Crew messenger group. Again, if you're not in the group and you're on Disgracebook and want to be in the group, please let me know. I tried to make sure I found everybody. Of course, I've invited way up to now 3 people that got invited that uninvited themselves. One of them actually came as a kind of a surprise to me, but hey, you know, I know it can be a lot of messages and pictures going back and forth, and if that's what bothers you, it's real easy to turn notifications off, which is exactly what I had to do. Doesn't mean I don't check it periodically during the day. Rich Huff says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Poco, still no package? Hope it gets there. Package. Smile money. I shoot the deer until the threat subsides. You need to make sure the meat is well seasoned with lead. Laugh out loud. Poco sub-comment says, normally just pick it up off the side of the road. Smile money. Sub-comment back to him. If it hit by a semi, it helps to tenderize the meat. Good God. Steven, that's why I hate those skinny glasses. Is that a vase? Beer vase? Cobra? Aloha. Aloha, Cobra. Steven again, so, a company sent you that night scope? Yes, yes. One Leaf. One Leaf is the name of the company. I still have to see how it. Like I said last time we got together, as a standalone unit, I was pretty impressed with it. As a tag team here, the vote is not in yet. EMT Railfan, hashtag fat man in a tack vest. I think I have a video of when I joined the club. Live and let live. I miss Jim on here. I think he's the one who started that. Might have. EMT Railfan, so do I. So do I. If he happens to watch these, he knows damn well I've said nothing but nice stuff. And I miss my brother. But you know, obviously there's some issues that have to be worked through, and like I've said, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. EMT Railfan, you know, we're still doing this bottle ship, right? K12, just messing with you. But go back to your folks' ambulance days and you may get it. Seriously, I pick B4 and after. B4. After all this time, B4 is actually a hit. Cobra. Adrenaline, jerky, and sausage. Better than hell beef. I love the hell beef. just because it looks like it was made in a crack house. Poco Loco. You didn't hear? Biden is going to fix everything by minting a $1 trillion coin. Well, yeah. Yeah. And actually coming out and saying that it will cost nothing. Is this the whole model of the Democratic Party and the fraudulent Biden administration? Just keep telling whopper after whopper, taking a playbook right from Obama. Just keep telling lies long enough, and you can easily manipulate the sheep. You know what? I stand behind a bunch of stuff. Oh, I love Ted Nugent's take on the whole vaccine. He says sheep. If people weren't sheep, we wouldn't be where we are now. Hey, remember what Ron Paul said? They can't fire everyone. See, here's the problem. When you get a major company, like, I won't mention any names, but anybody that wants to say, Eric, it's easy for you to stand there and say this. Well, anybody that knows my situation, you can go F yourself. Because, somebody could have bent over, become a sheep, and been manipulated. And we just keep propaganda going, bullshit in, bullshit out. But that's not the case. And it's very likely that hard times could be coming. Not overall, but for me. And I'm okay with that. Because at least I can say there ain't no sheep on this farm. If everybody that said, I have concerned about this DNA inhibitor, this thing that they had to change the definition of to even call it a vaccine, the thing that has had zero testing, zero research, let's just put it in a frickin' syringe and start forcing people to inject themselves with it. Yee-haw! If you ever had apprehension about that, then the true side of it would have been that you never did it. And if more people that had frickin' cojones stuck together, we'd have the power of the masses. And I'm sorry, Tardisius, I've stayed as strong as I can on as many videos as I can, but fuck Biden. A fraudulent resident in the office. And his, even with the lies of the media, they're saying he's at 38% approval rating. That's the manipulating lies of our media. I personally believe the same bullshit that they say 80% of Americans are vaccinated. It's the 20%, and I'm proud to say this, the 20%, people like me that say, screw you, I'm not going to stick your fucking poison into my system. I think that number is a lot higher than 20%. Look around at all of the nurses and doctors, especially going on right here. They're scrambling. I'm telling you, well, you had an appointment for Friday. I know 3 people that have had appointments that got relocated to a week later because they don't have the staff anymore because nurses and doctors are refusing to get it. Good God, how bright do the lights have to be before people see shit? Yeah, have another beer, Eric. Why? Thanks, I will. And thanks, NIHAP. This one's pretty damn good. I am really liking this one. Drinkable, smooth. I know there's at least one more in the fridge, so I'll have this one with you guys, and then adios myself and go sit outside, maybe sit in the garage and look at the Macs. Hey, I have a question, and if you have an answer, that'd be great. The problem is shipping is probably going to be somewhat a killer, but I noticed a spot already in the seat of the VMAX, and it's got a beautiful Corbin seat on it. I love this seat, except for it has one completely useless thing. Anybody that knows anything about the VMAX knows that big thing up on top that looks like a gas tank is not a gas tank. It's carburetors and an air box, because the VMAX is basically an engine with a seat on it. The 5.5 gallon tank is actually down in the frame under your ass. In the original seat for the bike, you flip a lever and the driver's compartment rises up to the passenger area, and there's a little ridge right there, and that flips forward to expose the gas tank, the gas fill. Put the key in, turn it, blah blah blah. The Corbin has a little like pouch that opens up, and you're supposed to evidently VMAX owners, I guess, are expected to have little tiny hands, or you drive around with Jerry, the leprechaun, and they reach down in to the seat with the key in their hand, and somehow, I have no idea, but evidently it was such a pain in the arse that the previous owner or the guy that put the seat on the bike, they just left the 3 screws out that hold the seat onto the frame, so that when I put fuel in the bike, I literally take this whole seat off, set it on the ground, fill up the tank, and then put the whole seat back on. Miles keeps trying to figure out a way to conjure some magical screws that turn easily and then don't jab the passenger in their side of their legs because they're sticking out. And I was just like, Miles, the seat can't come off of the bike if you're sitting on it. Hell, as a matter of fact, it was on the back of NIHAP's trailer for, what, 4-6 hours, and the seat didn't blow off. I didn't want to take that chance on the 1,200 miles back to Minnesota, and I just put a bungee cord on the springs of the rear suspension and around the seat just so that it couldn't possibly come off. But, yeah, the reason I'm asking is I noticed that there's one little crack already forming that wasn't there before. Again, the guy that had the bike before me put less than 2,000 miles on it in 12 years. I'm halfway. In a matter of a week, I am halfway to what he put on in 12 years. My goal is to easily be over that threshold by the time I put the bike up. Hopefully.
Hello?
Hello?
How far along are you in your brew review?
I'm well over halfway.
Okay.
I got candy for you.
You do?
Oh, here. Even though I'm in the middle of a brew review, I'm going to hand you this because I really insist that you try this from Poco Loco. Butter coffee. I'll expect a full essay. You can keep those up there because I don't want to hide them in the basement. But they're pretty damn good. Oh. If anybody is or knows anybody that does reupholstering,
That is good.
they are good. They're damn good. I would like to redo the seat in black leather and do red stitching, or until I was about to say it, I knew what they not tubing. I don't know. I'd like to make it basically look like it is now. It has almost this, I don't even know how to describe it, and I don't think the picture that I have, nobody's gonna give a shit anyway. It almost looks like the leather version of carbon fiber, or whatever it is, pleather leather. But yeah, I really like the design of that seat. The only thing that I would have done upon having it reupholstered is just put some foam in the area where the right now there's just like a piece of leather flap that flips open, and just get rid of that whole thing. The seat will be taken on and off to fill it and not mess around with trying to get your hand down through the seat. So I'm trying to find someone that does reupholstering at a really decent price. I mean, I feel that I'm probably going to end up paying the same as what it would probably cost me just to replace the whole frickin' seat. But again, if I'm going to smile money, it would be awesome, especially if one of you guys actually did reupholstering, to be able to say that I had work done on Vivian, the VMAX, by someone that I know. Lily was trying to explain to me that reupholstering isn't all that hard, and I'm just like, heck, if that's the case, if someone actually knew their shit, they could maybe even emboss Vivian in the side of the leather. Yeah, Joe Biden sucks. Clyde, whiskey and revolution for all. Matt Davis says, yep, go riding a VMAX equals fun. Yeah, it was fun. I was trying to be good. I was trying to be good. I wanted to see what the what Vivian sounded like ripping through our tunnels on I-35 north and south. We have some underground tunnels that go under part of Duluth, and of course anybody that's follows any of the car channels, these guys just go out of their way to drop a gear or two down and then rip it through a tunnel. Well, I went through the tunnel one way at 65 miles an hour, and the speed limit through the tunnel is actually 50. And when I turned around and I came back, I was coming down the on-ramp, and some guy in a big black Dodge pickup was like easily going to be way ahead of me by the time I came down the on-ramp, just because at that moment in time I was going the speed limit. And this dude must have saw me. I wasn't the VMAX. I'm sure he saw my ass, or I've been working out lately. Saw me and actually hit the brakes so that he was in the left lane, and of course I'm merging onto the right lane, and he actually stayed side by side, and I look over and he had this like smile on his face, like, dude, you're looking hot, that's, I mean, I'm sure you could tell that working out. And all of a sudden I just heard, whoa, what? And he just gunned the truck. Well, we're talking yesterday around 4:30, so we're starting the if we can actually say we have a rush hour. So there's you got a car and a car and a car as we're going through the tunnels, and this guy just frickin' just dumps it like he's saying, hey, you Mr. Man, with your raw physique and awesomeness, bike's okay too. Let's do this. So I was in fourth gear to start with. I dropped it down to third gear as we hit the entrance to the tunnel, and when I looked down, I was passing 85, and this truck was still pulling away from me, and I'm just like, hey, here's my opportunity to hear all the bike sounds in the tunnel, and I got a radar blocker up ahead of me, and this guy's like going around traffic, and I actually just kind of stayed in the lane that I was in, because people were like moving over into the right lane, and I had moved over to the left lane to follow Mr. Hemi. But yeah, so it was like 85 or 90 in the tunnel, and yeah, the bike sounds freaking awesome. 4-into-1 Kirker system definitely gets your attention. Again, I've been trying to be nice in the neighborhood, but even at an idle, it still says I'm a VMAX. So yeah, I had fun. It wasn't a long ride. Planning another one. Hopefully this Sunday. My friend Tim, my friend that bought my Maxim X. Of course, he doesn't have it anymore, and he's lucky to be alive. He has a Yamaha V-Star. I want to say that it's what the hell are those things? 1800, 16 or 1800 cc. Yeah, I can't wait for him to take Vivian for a ride. Of course, he already knows. He's like, yeah. He goes, I'm pretty sure I'll spend a lot of time in your rearview mirror. Well, you know what? It's not all about hot rodding. It's out getting out on the bikes and having a good time. You know, seriously. But if you are gonna push it, I want it to be capable of it, which. I've been looking at tires, and all of the boys that are in the VMAX forums all seem to really like the Metzler, the 880, and supposedly, without any fear of an incident, everybody is putting the Metzler, is it the M? Probably for Metzler. The Metzler 880. 70, 90, 15 on it. The stock tire is a 170, 90, 15. The stock tire is a 150, 90, 15. And supposedly, the tire doesn't hit the swing arm. I'm telling you though, when I walked out and looked, the stock tire, the Dunlop qualifier, is pretty close to the swing arm on the drive shaft side, but supposedly without fear of it hitting or doing any modifications to your bike, the most highest recommended rear tire is the Metzler M880 in a 170 90 15, and there's mixed reviews on the front. Surprisingly, there was nobody that recommended the Dunlop qualifiers, not front or rear. As a matter of fact, there's a little known wobble in the front end of the VMAX, which goes away when you put your hands on the handlebars. That's so silly. Really? Why would you keep your hands on the handlebars of a motorcycle? What if your balls itch? So evidently, that wobble drastically goes away when you use. God, it started with an S, and I'd never even heard of this brand. Shama or Shamatz or Shay. It was something SHIO. It was a weird name. I'd never heard of it. Or just running the Metzler M880s on the front, and the front's like a 110 by blah 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 blah. I don't remember. They say somewhat of an issue is there is actually a rain groove that goes all the way around the center of the Dunlop qualifier, and evidently it fuels the wobble effect. And both of the highly recommended front tires don't have a rain groove that runs all around the front of the center of the tire. I know, sorry, break out into tire talk, but yeah, I have it. I guess the bike looks really even more badass when you put a 170 instead of a 150 on it, which is why a lot of people do it. Now, in all honesty, if you're a kind of person like me that likes to push them a little bit harder into the turns and stuff, to have a good sticky front tire that's the recommended size is what is the direction you want to go. Now, when it comes to the rear, I don't know if you're gonna really notice the difference. And one guy said that he really didn't notice a difference between the 170 and the 150. It might be a little bit quicker responding into the turns with the stock 150 because you're rolling out to the edge of the tire quicker because there's less of it. But he said that having said that, he still likes going with the 170 90 15s, and for some weird reason, that was actually cheaper than the Metzler 150 90 15s. So we'll see. Definitely going with tires before the bike goes out on the road next year. So if I have to, and I have a way of doing it, it almost might be something to have done over the winter, so you don't have to like try to fight to get your bike in. Kind of go in the middle of the winter. The motorcycle season hasn't started yet. The snowmobile season is already well underway. Harmarsh says H8. H8 is a miss. Harmarsh, last time I went deer hunting, it was the last Saturday of the season. Dad tagged every one of us who hadn't tagged out yet. As it was, we couldn't find one deer because sunset was coming. That sucks, especially when you have that many tags. McLean, I just opened the case of my new Hemi bike motor. The dipper on the connecting rod was just laying at the bottom of the case. The motor was brand new, only run a few seconds, and I didn't hear it happen. And the rest of the bottom end seems okay for now. Pictures, or it didn't happen? I know you sent me the picture of the broken piece, but what, where, why, and how did that? Where did that come from? McLean, hey Eric, remember me and you are supposed to go camping? Well, it's been like 3 years, bud. I went to Maine. You went to Maine, for God's sakes, and I can't even get a spit handy in a pup tent from you. Unsub. Jesus Christ. Wade, it's been a while, hasn't it? You're very easily distracted by the brew babes today, laugh out loud. Yeah, there's some yes. Wade, why Vivian? I didn't hear if you said before. Well, me and Christine and Jules are sitting in the car for 1,200 plus miles, and I had this thing that I wanted to put Ed's Bomber Girl on the fake gas tank, and I said, and Jules says, well, the bike needs a name, and I go, well, then we need to name Ed's Bomber Girl. So Christine does a search for like the end of World War I and World War II girls' names. And when she's going name after name after name after name, and she says Vivian, and I'm like, it was like Ed was right there and patted my shoulder and said, stop. I see the Bomber Girl as Vivian, and the bike is a V Max. Vivian, so it just stuck. And Jules is like, I really like that. She goes, you should name the bike Vivian. And I'm like, then the bike is named Vivian. So I thought that was awesome. Christ, and we're already at a frickin' hour. Coming up on it. You know what? Life is short. Let's have a little 11.1. I can't put that in there. The mystery bottle. We don't know how much is left. We could get a dip stick. No, Joey, I'm not talking about you. Wade, tell me I'm wrong. I can see you sitting on the couch, fully kitted up with all of your tactical stuff, holding the current favorite rifle and pistol, wearing Cookie Monster PJs and a fuzzy slippers, watching a John Wick movie. Don't feel bad. My son and I do that a couple of times a month, laugh out loud. Ooh. Oh, yeah! you got some high definition shit, we have a wardrobe malfunction going down right there. Oh, O'Reilly. Mr. 27, everyone who goes to the voting booth is a happy slave. Sharky? Shelty Spock? Too bad he wasn't naked. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's too bad. Sharky? A5 hashtag bottle ship matters. A5. A5 has been called. You, of all people, should know better. Sharky, what's the range on the IR light of the night vision thing? I doubt you'd be going anything over 100 yards. Slap it on Alice without the EOTech magnifier. You know, well, here's the problem. I really like where your head's at right now, but there's no way to Picatinny rail mount this. And there's no way to mount it to the EOTech. And the EOTech has an IR mode, I think. Shit. Hey, good idea. Bad acquisition. Sharky, that was a nice pointy squirrel moment with that supermarket babe. Wowza. Blonde is the predominant color here in the village, and there's plenty of hot 30-somethings out there. At the times, the scenery in your local shop comes close. Haven't found a redhead called Vivian yet, though. I'll keep looking. Ooh, that'd be good. You know, maybe we can modify her. But she's already in all the promos, so it has to be that Vivian. Sharky, like adrenaline spoils meat is the main reason I stab a lobster in its brain before I toss it in the pan. Or, as some call it, dispatch the water bug. Huh, John didn't say anything about that. Sharky again, SH, hope you had good weather. No, it was shitty yesterday. It's actually, it was sunny when I got home, but, Douglas, salty Spock, question mark. Then Scourge, guess he went for a ride. Yes, sir. Urban Armed on Space Camper IPA? I don't even know when that one even came out. Of course I watched this in the morning. Is it frowned upon to day drink in Zoom calls? No, I think that's okay. David Brown with last comment. The only requirement to join the Real Man Club is owning several steel 1911s and 45 ACP. Then I guess I'm a shoo-in. Okay, we're gonna review this beer. Talk about those nipples. Finish this shot. Okay. Oktoberfest, German style lager from Chatham Brewing, Chatham, New York. On the E scale, I may give it a different score, but I really don't even care. For an Oktoberfest beer, this is one of the better ones that I've had. It has that buttery, nice maltiness to it, but it's got a little, just a touch of a bitterness. that I would expect out of a lager. Just all around, this is really, for an Oktoberfest, I'm going to give this a 9.5. If it was just overall on the E scale, I might go an 8.5 or more. Okay. In the club, there's 3 of you. Harmarsh, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Harmarsh. Oh yeah. Whew. Oh, NIHOP, I just feel it going. We're here. Oh, Christine's cooking and it smells damn good. That's right. You know what it is? It's breakfast for dinner tonight. Smile money. Must be raining in Duluth. Cheers. Yeah, it looked nice and then it looked crappy and then I just, yeah. Yeah, no. Didn't scourge. Back from the ride already? Must have broke down. No, I'm telling you. A 33-year-old babe called Vivian. Oh, excuse me. As of right now, the only issue I'm having is the front headlight. I'm having an intermittent problem, which I have the wiring schematic for the bike, and I'm planning on changing the whole front headlight assembly anyway to switch it over to that big badass LED that Miles picked up for me. So I'll just track back the wires and see if something got pinched. I found a connector. Actually, Miles found a connector that had green residue on it. We cleaned it up and put some dielectric grease on that. That wasn't actually part of the lighting harness. It might be in the switch, which I doubt. Miles said he was told to check there, but wiggled the switch back and forth and the light never came on. Reached down and grab a little bit of the loom down in the frame where it exits under the ignition switch, and I was jerking off the bike at the drive-through at the bank, and all of a sudden the headlight came on. So it either has a broken line, a pinched line, or a bad connection somewhere. But I'll leave the house sometimes and the light's on and it goes off, and other times I'll leave the house with the light off and I find it on for the rest of the ride. So that's it. That's my biggest bitch about a 33-year-old motorcycle right now, is an intermittent problem with the front headlight. And I pray to God that's the most I have to tell you, but other than that, if you get the opportunity to take a VMAX for a ride and you're an adrenaline junkie, I highly recommend it, because the more you push, the harder she pulls. And then click the button, and then we're out of here. And is Didn't Scourge the last comment? Yes, he is. Okay, guys. Cheers. Be good. Stay safe. And remember, only losers vote Democrat.